Next is real-time interview questions you will get. I mean, every day I used to go for the interview panels as well. So every day you will get the real-time interview questions. I mean, for every topic, I used to tell you like this is the very important. So you must need to, I mean, practice this one, and you must need to remember this question. So you will get a real-time interview questions as well. How they will ask, what needs to be answered for that, how you need to add the more extra data points to impress the interviewer. So these things will be discussed on the during the class. So those questions only 95% you will get. So some people will ask some other questions. So mostly 95 to 98% those questions only will get in interview. So we will provide the support and the resume preparation on interview prospect as well. So I mean, project explanation will be there. So at the end of the course, our once project explanation is completed, so we will tell you the people who is ready to put the resume, they have to contact us, so that we will prepare the resume, how you need to give the self-introduction, how you need to explain your project, how you need to, what type of things you need to add in resume, each and everything we will discuss and we will upload in the Naukri. So next is crack the interview with 4+ years of experience. The training is designed like the people who wanted to show their experience from 3 to 4 years, and they have to crack the interview. So you can easily crack the interview with 3 to 4 years of experience once you completed this training. So if you put beyond that, so they expect the lead level, so like 5 years experience like that. So better suggestion is to put this, I mean, you can handle the interview 3 to 4 years, 4+ years of experience. So once you completed this training, you will get the project explanation. So how the project will be there in real time. So generic way we explain. So how you will receive the requirement. Once you receive the requirement, what type of things you need to follow, how you need to design it, how you need to analysis, how you need to design it. So once design is completed, what type of steps you need to follow for the development perspective. So once develop is completed, what needs to be taken care next level. So how you need to roll out into the production. Once you roll out to the production, what is the responsibility of the development. So each and everything will be discussed. So in project explanation, how it will be real time everything. Next is why database is required. Why database is required? What is data? What is information? So guys, if you know in olden days, let us take as a SBI project, State Bank project, State Bank of India. So right now, State Bank of India is taken care by the TCS company. So why database is required initially? Let's take why database is required. If you know in olden days, before this database is comes into the in industry, so how the data is stored, they used to store it in the ruled books. Once they give the, I mean, manually they used to give the account number, create the, I mean, give the serial account number, and they used to, I mean, give one type of just passbook, which is written manually. There is no systems, there is no database, there is no software itself. They used to store the customer details. For example, you entered to the SBI bank, I mean State Bank, and you need to open an account. They used to just to random serial numbers, 1, 2, 3 like this, 7, 8 like this. They used to give, I mean, like this 10001. Next is 10002. Next is 1003. Next is 10004. Like this, they used to maintain. They used to maintain. And they used to give some name, whatever your name. Next, what is your By the time we doesn't have mobile numbers also, right? What is the address? I mean, village address or any town address, wherever you do stay. So like that they used to maintain, right? So for example, you are having 100 customers for the bank. Let us take some Hyderabad Amirpet branch is having 100 customers. So one of the customer is came to the bank and he wanted to withdraw some amount. So what they have to do, they doesn't have any software, they doesn't have any system to check automatically what is the available balance, like that. So what they have to do, the all under customers, whatever they are maintaining the book, they have to go through manually, right? Am I right, Turner? So they have to go through manually. They have to identify their number. Let us take the account number is something, this one, account number. They have to check what is the available balance. For example, the customer is requesting 1,000 rupees. They have to manually check and they have to show whether the balance is available or not. Then they have to give the withdrawal. So 100 customers, let us take, it has taken 10 minutes because he has to go through each and everything, right? So day by day, the customers will be increased and the data will be increased. So now the bank, the branch, particular Amirpet branch, the customers is increased to 1,000. So again, one of the customer is visited. He wanted to update his address as he changed. So again, what they have to do, the respective bank account, I mean banking person, he has to go through the 1,000 records again, 1,000 account holder details, and he has to find out manually. Let us take 78755. Then he has to go and remove that address. He has to enter a new one. So again, that will take some amount of time, right? Again, 30 minutes or something, because the number of records which is checked by banking person is increased to 1,000. So the day by day, the account holders will be increased and the data will be increased on the particular ruled book. So for example, if one person to provide service to the one person, either it will be address update, either it will be amount withdrawal, either it will be deposit. If it is taken as 30 minutes per day, the 8 hours or 9 hours is working times. How many people they can provide the service? Maximum 18 persons, 18 account holders, or else let us take 20 account holders. So if the customer sees, for example, for that day, the 50 persons is 50 account holders came to the bank is able to provide only 20 persons. So again, they have to come tomorrow, right? It is not good, right? And the data is also not secure. For example, the fire accident is happened and inside the bank, during night or something. So their whole account holders records will be gone, right? How they will identify that particular customer is having this amount in bank, the particular person is having, this is the balance, whether the customer is our customer or not. Even the customer is come with the fake account, right? How they will identify? It is not easy, right? So the service is interrupting and the data is not secure, and the day by day the data is increasing. They can't able to identify easily. And one more thing, nowadays the people can visit any branch. For example, I am having the account in Amirpet branch. I am visiting some other branch in olden days. If I go with the account, how they can identify whether how much balance is having in my account, whether I am the genuine customer to them or not. They can't identify, right? Because fake IDs I can go. Either even I can change. For example, I have stolen some other account holder account. I have removed here his photo identification photo. I have stitched my own photo. How they can identify? So there are many drawbacks will be there, right? The first and foremost thing is data is not secure. Next one is the service is interruption. Another one is the persons cannot visit another branch, they can get the service. There are many things will be there. Once upon a time, for example, for 10 years, the data is increased. So let us take the data is increased to 27,000 rows. So they can't even provide the service to the customer for whole one day for one customer. So that's the reason the database is introduced, and they wanted to be stored their data is very securely. Even the data is increasing, customers are increasing, we have to identify very easily based on his account number. Once we enter the account number, the account holder details should become in our system. The photo, the signature, each and everything. In which branch, what is his address, each and everything. So understand why database is required, guys. Clear? Why database is required? So I can say we are in database world. Everything is captured and everything should be stored. Even for every public persons, the data is capturing. With regards to the, now take the central government. They wanted to know how many public persons are there. The day by day, the persons will be increased. The new people will be born, everything. How they are identifying how many public persons are there? By using Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card. Total number of public is there in Enroll, India. Even if you take, for example, there is something one, right, nowadays many things are happening to the public persons. Either it will be I mean, right, there are many things are happening in public. Somebody is stolen their purse, somebody is raped to some other people, somebody is stolen some other bike on the public. How they are identifying? First and foremost thing what they are doing, they are checking the CC cameras to identify the person. How CC cameras data is stored, where it is stored? It is stored in the database. The data is stored in binary format and it is stored in the database. Even if you go outside the home, if you enter in one street, whatever the movements is happening to the person, everything is captured. So for that, this database is required. Next, what is data? Anything which is understandable by the system, that is called data. I mean, collection of raw facts. Anything which is understandable by the system, that is called data. If we see this data, can you able to understand this one? By seeing this one, will you able to understand? What is this 7839 is represents? What is this? King is represents. What is this president is represent? What is this 7839 indicates to us? What is this date? What is this 5,000? What is this? What is this 10? Can you able to understand this one? You just understand this is a numeric, this is a string, this is a date. What is exactly the 7839 indicates? Can you able to understand? No, we can't understand this one by seeing this data. So, but system can understand. So that's the reason anything which is understandable by the system, that is called data. Anything which is understandable by the human, that is called information. See, now by seeing this one, we can understand that this employee number indicates the 7839 indicates the employee number. So now we can see this data is become employee number. Can you able to understand now by seeing this one? What is this 7839 indicates? What is this king indicates? So king means these all are the employee name. What is this president indicate represents? I mean indicates. What is this manager? So this is called job. So this is called hire date, when the employee joined in organization. This is called their salary. This is called their commission. These all are the data represents that is DEPT number. So this format can understand? Yes. So human can understand this one? Yes. So anything which is understandable by the system, that is called data. Anything which is understandable by the human, that is called information. That is called information. That is called information. Okay. So now when we add this employee number, e-name and job, this data is having some particular, I mean, identification, right? This data is have the identification. What is this 7839? What is this king? What is this president? When this data is having some meaningful, this data became meaningful when it is becoming meaningful when you add this particular employee number, e-name, this particular row. When we add this one, employee number, e-name, job, this data is got some meaningful, became a meaningful data. This is become some meaningful data. When it is became meaningful, when we add this one. So this one is having any meaningful? This data is having any meaning? No. When we add this one, then only this data having some meaning. Meaning in the sense we can elaborate the 7839 what? This king is what? So anything, this is called metadata. The data about the data. Data about the data means this data is representing this data. This data is representing this data. This data is representing this data is representing this data. So that is called excuse me, metadata. Data about the data is called metadata. This data is abouting this data is called metadata. So you know this is data. You know this is metadata. Metadata. So data plus metadata is called information. That is also one type of definition. What is metadata? Data about the data is called metadata. You know already this is data and this one is the metadata. So data plus metadata is called information. Okay. So anything which is understandable by the human is called information, or data plus metadata is called information. So anything which is understandable by the system is called data. So any questions if you have, guys? We will have last 5 minutes discussions about the questionnaires. Let's come about the client and server architecture. The first and foremost thing you need to understand what is client, what is server, what is this architecture? What is this architecture? Okay. So now, for example, if you want to check if anyone is having online SBA, so I mean they are having access to the SBA, I mean online banking, they can go to online banking and they can log in, right? They can log in, right? The front end is called, this is called client. Client is nothing but, we can call it our customers is clients. Our customer is clients who represents for the customers, they are also clients. So for example, you are working for the US, some particular bank. The bank name is Barclays or Dutch Bank. There is one client who taking care of the US people, whoever is having the access. So those are called business people. How their business should be maintained 24/7 and what steps needs to be taken care to improve this business. Those all are the clients. So we used to interact with him daily in real time. What needs to be, I mean, what type of requirement they will explain, so that we will proceed further. So ultimately the end user is called a client, to whom we are making this website. Whoever is having access to this website, those all are called clients. Those all are called clients. So now end user is nothing but a client, right? End user is nothing but client means whoever is having the account in particular bank. For example, State Bank. For State Bank, who all are the clients? The customers are the clients. I mean, nowadays, everyone is having the definitely State Bank account, right? In college days or school days itself, we used to open that account. So we all are the clients for the SBA, State Bank. Customers are the clients for them. So anything which is whatever the front end is nothing but whatever you can see here, that is called a client. I mean front end here. So the client is nothing but a front end here, because the customers will be access to the front end only. So they doesn't know, right, what is having in the back end. They can see only, they can visible this one only. They just log in by using username and password and they can see their details. See, for example, if I click on this one, it is going to the another page. So this one they can see, but they doesn't know, right, how the data is there in backend, where it is going. Once I clicked on this one, where it is going and getting these details. If I click this one, how it is getting this detail, how it will interlink with the backend. They doesn't know anything. So Client is nothing but end user, customers. So the client application is developed by using front-end technologies. By using this client application is developed by using front-end technologies, either Java, .NET, PHP, and so on. Next is server. Server. Server is nothing but backend. Backend. Backend, there are many backend technologies: Oracle, DB2, Sybase, PostgreSQL, MySQL, Snowflake. So nowadays cloud databases also is key. Other AWS, these things. So there are many backends are available in the market. Backend is nothing but a database. So server is nothing but a backend or database. Server is nothing but a database. Client is nothing but a customers, but whatever they are accessing, which is developed by using front-end technologies. So now, if I entered my username, something, if I entered some password, so I am giving this captcha for the verification, RX and X8. Login. Page has expired. Some of the username I have given, some password I have entered, some MCW8H. How it is going? See here, invalid username and password. How is checking? How it is going and checking in the backend whether the particular user is available or not. If the username and password is not available, or if they are available and wrong it, then it will give username and password is wrong. How it is going? So there must be some interconnection between the database and this application, right? To check your details. So that is called bridge. So the bridge is nothing but means between client and a database, there will be one connection, right? That is called communication channel. Communication channel. Communication channel, why we are calling communication channel is nothing but bridge. Bridge between the client and server. That is called client communication channel. Why communication channel? Once you enter username and password, then you submitted. It will pass the information to the, it has to send the information to the database, right? Whether the particular username or particular customer is available or not. It has to check the database, right? How it will pass the information? Through communication channel. It will pass the information and it will check the database. The user is available or not. If the user is available, the password is correct or not. The password is correct or not. Then if the username and password is wrong, then it will pass the information through communication channel. The client, the username and password is invalid. If those details are correct, then it will give the details and through communication channel to the client application. Client application. Say for example, see, so the details are correct. Now it is going to security. Once the details are correct, it is sending one-time password to authenticate. Because some people may stolen these details, right? For security reasons, they are authenticating. One-time password. So like that, the request will pass from the client application to the server, I mean database. Then the details will come from the database to the client. So this is called communication channel. Why we are calling communication channel? Whatever we are entering in the client, it is passing this communication to the server and getting the information from the server, then displaying this. So there are only two connections in the in IT sector for any communication: JDBC and ODBC connections. Java database connectivity, open database connectivity. Java database connectivity, open database connectivity. Java database connectivity, when they will use, when the front-end application is developed by using Java technology, then only they will use Java database connectivity. Other than Java, the front-end is developed by using .NET now. They must and should use the open database connectivity. If the front-end application is developed by using Java, they have to use JDBC as a communication channel. If the other than Java technologies, if they developed front client application, they have to use open database connectivity. Okay, so these things you don't need to worry. This is infrastructure related. So already for every application, they have set up it. You don't need to worry. You know just how you just wanted to know how the request will go to the backend and collect the data. That's the reason I explained. Okay. Next, moving to the another one, data. So already I told, right? Anything or everything can consider as a data. Anything will be considered as a data. Any information or fact can consider as a data. For example, if you take any insurance company, so insurance details. So the insurance company, they have some employees, right? Who is working in insurance company, who is taken the policy, their customers, that will be there. And what and all policies are there, those will be there. So many things will be there, right? So the employee details, the customers who has taken the policy, those details, and what type of insurance policies are there, those details, even their address can be a data. Anything, all employees, everything should be captured, right? Employee who and all working, what is their salary, what is their name, what is their agent code, everything captured. Customers who has taken policy, when they have taken that policy, what is the sum assured, everything should be captured. What type of policies are there? If you take LIC, Jeevan Anand, Jeevan Labh, so many things, Juman Umang, many things are there, right? Those all should be considered as a data because that should be captured. So data is nothing, data is not only text format, guys. Even if your image, if you take one snap in mobile, that is called one data. Even if you take one video, that is called data. Even if you write something in text format, that is called data. Even if you are having some documents, that is called data. Even some single character is called as a data. Single character means, for example, only this one. That is also called data. Okay. Next, database. Why database is required for us? To store data for the future reference. We require the database. For example, you have taken your photos, videos, and documents, something. Why we store in the laptop? Even laptop also considered as some database. Why? Because inside the laptop, the data is stored in the hard disk. So hard disk is called as a database because we are storing our data there for future reference. So anything, any data which is stored in the database for the future reference, that is called database. If you store something else. So database is collection of information. So the data, how it will stored some format, the particular formats. See, this is called rows. This is called columns. Some organized format is there, right? So this column should store only employee number. This column should store only e-name. So the database is collection of information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. So the data is stored in the database in the form of rows and columns. Rows and columns is, what is collection of rows and columns? Nothing but tables. How the data is stored in the database, guys? In tables. In tables. In the form of rows and columns. The data is stored in the database in tables. What is the organized format? Is the tables. So database is a collection of information that is organized. How it is organized? In tables. Why they have organized in the tables? So that we can easily access whenever we require the data. Even we can, if you want to delete this one, you can delete it. If you want to add new employee details, you can add it. So that we can easily access. Access means retrieving. We can easily update. We can easily remove or something. Okay. Database is collection of information that is organized so that we can easily access, manage, and update. Data is organized in tables in the form of rows and columns. Okay. So even we can call it container is one database. So you know containers, right? Why we are calling? We are storing something in that container. So that is called, even we can call it as database. Okay. Can any form be stored in the database? All companies uses some sort of databases to store their database data. So any company, anything, if they want to store the data for the future reference, they must and should use one of the database. Any database, any Oracle, Sybase, Snowflake, or anything, they must and should maintain one database. Even if you join any IT company, they have to store their client details, they have to store their project details, they have to store their employee details, they have to store their branch details, each and everything. They also should maintain one data. You know, right, for any employee, they used to give some employee portal where they can access their employee details, their company details, each and everything. So what is the purpose of using the database, guys? Easily accessed, modified, and data is secured, protected, and analyzed. Whenever you require, you can retrieve the data, you can analyze it. So you know many of the sectors using the database management system, DBMS. Banking sector to store customer details, account activities, loans, deposit, everything. For that, they use the database. Airlines for the ticket reservation and scheduling the flight. At what time it will start, at what time it will be reached. Universities to store the student information, course registrations, colleges and grades. Telecom. For example, if any scam is or anything, how the first and foremost thing the employees, police, how they will interrogate the candidates. They will check their mobile data, right? Backup, calls, recordings, everything. How they will get, they will reach the telecom, Airtel, Jio or anything. They will get the data based on particular mobile number. So to store the call records, monthly bills, maintaining balance, everything. Telecom sector also required the database. Finance sector also required the database. Sales also require this database. Manufacturing also require the database. HR management also require the database because they need to know the employees, their salaries, their payroll. Some people will work as a contract employees, their payroll will be different. So their deductions, any paychecks, everything will be required to store. Sales, what type of products, who bought this product, what is the amount of that product when they sell that product. Finance, stock, sales, purchase of financial stocks, everything. So these all sectors will be used with the database. What is DBMS? DBMS is called database management system. So all database management systems are relational. That is the reason we are calling as relational database management system, or DBMS. All database is called as a relational. Why we are calling as a relational? So how the data is stored in the database, guys? In the form of tables, right? I mean in tables, in the form of rows and columns. So now if you see, this is one table. This is one table. Table 1, table 2, table 3. What is the relation between these tables? If we observe the customer ID from this table to this table, this is the link. Customer ID is the, I don't know why it is. Customer ID. From this table to this table, product ID. So for example, now I need customer ID, customer name, day to when the customer is ordered, order ID, and product price and product ID. So I need these all details. How I can get it? So I need to join these 3 tables. I need to get 2 columns from this table, 2 columns from this table, 2 columns this table. Why? Because I wanted to know which customer is ordered, when they have ordered, what type of product they have ordered, what is the price for that product. All I wanted to know. If I see only this table, I can get only customer name, customer age, customer ID. I don't get the product details. I don't get the product price when they have ordered also. If I see only this one, I don't get the customer name. If I see only this one, I don't get customer ID, customer name, customer when they have ordered. So if I see one table, I don't get relevant information. I need all customer name, customer ID, what product they have ordered, in which date they have ordered, what is the price. So I need to join these all tables by using joins concept. Then, so that I can get this data. So if you see, one table is having relation to another table, right? How it is relation? Based on the columns, based on the data. If you observe, first table is having relationship with second table is having relationship with third table. Then only we can join the tables. So anything in the database which is interrelated to each other. So if you see, this one is having relation, this one is having relation, this one. This third table is having relationship with 2 tables again. So that is called relational. Relation with the each table, each other, not one-to-one. Sometimes it will be one-to-one. One-to-one means one table to another one. Many to many, like that. So that is called RDBMS, a relational database management system program that allows you to create the data, update the data, even we can remove the data from the database. There are many relational databases are there. MySQL, SQL, MS SQL, Oracle, RDBMS, many things. I mean, many database, popular RDBMS we have. Many databases we have. So how the data is stored in the RDBMS, guys? In multiple tables. So each table have some set of rows and columns. See, this is called one table. This is called one table. This is this one. So each table is having some set of columns, set of rows. Here 4 columns, 3 rows. Here 3 columns, 4 rows. So in every database management system, data is stored in multiple tables, each table having some set of rows and columns. So the different tables will be related to each other through some certain columns, forming relations between these tables like this. Through some certain columns, each table, each other, relations between the each other. That's the reason we are calling relational database management system. So every database is a relational database management system, RDBMS. Okay. So you may get doubt, what is the difference between these databases? So every database, what this is SQL is different across these different RDBMS. So every database must, to interact with every database, you must and should use the SQL. So is SQL is different across these databases? No. 95 to 98%, mostly 98%. All logics are same. The implementation of logic is same. Only there are some syntax will be different for one database to another database. So the syntax also very minimal difference will be there. So if you learn one technology, you can work on any other database as well. So previously I used to work on this one. Right now I am having a requirement to work on this Oracle database, and one more one is Cloud Spanner SQL, Google product, Cloud Spanner SQL, Cloud SQL. So these 2 databases I have to work, but I knew only this one, but still I can work this one, Google Cloud Spanner also. Why? Because that is also database. So if you learn one database technology, you can work on any other database technology, but there will be some slight syntax will be there. So whenever you run that query, the tool indicates that syntax is error. So yeah, so that I can check. For example, I am creating the view. So Oracle view syntax I know. So if I run the Oracle view syntax, it will raise error. So that I will check in Google what is Cloud Spanner SQL view. How to create the view in Cloud Spanner SQL, so that it will give the syntax, so that I can modify and I can work it. So the SQL is same for every technology, logic, implementation, everything, but a slight syntax will be changed. That's it. So we will see tomorrow what is SQL, what is objects from tomorrow onwards. So that's all for today's session, guys. If you are having any doubts, you can raise your doubts so that we can discuss. So if you are, so this is tomorrow's session link, guys. You have to register for tomorrow's session as well. Then only you can able to join. Even the today's session, recorded session, will be uploaded into the YouTube, and I will share you the link in WhatsApp group. If anyone is not joining on WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group so that you will get communication. So the video which is uploaded in the YouTube, I will share in the WhatsApp group so that you can go through once if required. Anyone is having any doubts? I will share today link also, guys, in WhatsApp group. This one, session 2 link. Okay. Any doubts? I'm ready to take the questionnaires. Any doubts? Anyone is having any doubts? If no doubts, I'm good. Okay then, guys. Thank you. Thanks for the joining call. We'll meet you tomorrow. So you can register by using this session 2 link. You can register again for the tomorrow session so that you can join the session. Okay. Thank you. That's all for today's. Seems no issues. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.